like, boop. Oh. I'm like, there is a demon in the house. Like, oh my god, there's a demon upstairs. I can hear. And she feels someone laying down next to her. Oh no. She literally.
Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. I'm Jen.
And I'm Kat.
And today we're going to be filming a drugstore get ready with me. Since it's our first video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Yeah, we really appreciate you guys for watching today. So let's just get into it, I guess. So we're just going to start by moisturizing our face. And like we said, everything is drugstore today, so
Yeah.
super affordable.
Yeah, I'm using this is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Honestly, it was like sold out everywhere for so long.
I know, I've been seeing that literally everywhere.
Yeah, it said like, I don't know, when I went to Target, it was like, oh, it's like, it broke the internet. I was like, really? But then, honestly, when I was trying to look for it online, it was sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's just annoying, honestly. But I found it on Amazon.
But I'm basically using, this is like a serum from Heritage Store. I got this at Ulta. It's their rose castor oil serum. I would not use this if you're like oily at all, because it's like heavy and it's really tacky. But I feel like it makes your makeup like stick onto you because it's so tacky. And this is literally the only thing that works for me. That won't like give me lines, or sometimes like my face will literally peel throughout the day. That's how dry I am. Yeah. So this really helps me with that. So if you're dry, pick this up because it's really good. I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation.
I love that foundation.
Oh my god, this foundation is so good.
Yes.
It was another product that was all over like TikTok and like hyped up. And then I got it.
Was.
Yeah. This does not come off. Like I wore this to the, like I wear makeup to the, you know, to the beach. To the
You wear makeup to the beach?
Yeah. I do all the time. Like I'll do my like no makeup and it's like still a ton of makeup. Yeah, so since this is our first video, just a little bit about what we plan on filming on this channel. We're a lifestyle channel, so I mean that could be pretty broad, but we love pretty much all things like beauty, makeup, we love fashion, we like to cook too. We could throw down in the kitchen. But something that a lot of people don't know about us is that we love like paranormal things and we love conspiracies. Like that's honestly like what we're really into.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've always been into that since I was like young. I mean, not really, because when I was younger, I actually was terrified of like anything scary.
That's like so crazy.
Anything like paranormal.
To even imagine for you.
Yeah, because she knows me. She knows like I will watch scary movies by myself. Like,
yes.
I have
she
no
like
problem.
doesn't get scared.
Yeah.
Like, literally, she'll watch like what was it, The Conjuring? I was so scared of that movie. She literally watched it and she was like, "Oh, that movie sucked. Like it wasn't good."
Yeah, like it's not scary.
It's not scary.
Yeah.
I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like I couldn't even.
Yeah, like I used to be so scared. I remember when I was younger, I was probably like 9 or 10, and I watched, I don't know if it was my first horror movie, but it was probably the first one that I was like allowed to watch. And it was me, my mom, and my cousin, and my brother, and we were all watching it in the basement. It was the movie The Descent. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
No, I've never seen it.
It's basically like they go in a cave, and there's like these like humanoid cave people, and they're like
that sounds so scary.
Eat you and stuff. And it was like that, which is not like I think the back of that, and I'm like it's not even scary, but it was the first time on the camera that you see like the monster, and the girl's like recording, and you see like the monster like on the viewfinder. Guys, I got so scared. I started crying. And like I was terrified. I remember my brother and my cousin were like teasing me and laughing. But I used to really hate scary things. And then me and my cousin always loved paranormal things. And I would go over his house and we would watch like your old school like Chucky, Nightmare on Elm Street, and I feel like that desensitized it for me.
Yeah.
Like,
well, those movies are like kind of like,
yeah.
I feel like they're like more gory almost. Like they're not like, I think like the psychological types of movies, those are the ones that like freak me out because it makes me like overthink things. And I'm just like, oh my god, like who am I? Who are you? Who's the world? Like,
exactly. Like those old movies are not scary at all.
Yeah, they're more just like I don't know. It's just like kind of just like gory and kind of gross.
Yeah.
But,
and then like I feel like the special effects, because like back then they were like not up to par. So like we would just start laughing at that. And I feel like it desensitized me to that. And then like we like lost all control and like we would start Googling like ghost con on camera or like stuff like that.
Oh my god.
We were like cryptozoology, mermaid con on camera, like we were just not Googling, YouTube. This was YouTube back in the day. Just YouTubing stuff like that, and we just fell into like
those videos
a black hole, But I've always loved paranormal stuff.
Yes.
Once I like, got desensitized and wasn't afraid anymore of it.
That's good.
Right?
I don't know. I feel like when I was younger, I would watch a lot of scary movies with my uncle, surprisingly. Like, I like grew up like with my grandparents around, and my uncle was also around a lot. And he was super into scary movies. And I would be like 4 years old. And he would be like, oh, do you want to watch like The Grudge or something? So I'd be like 4 years old watching The Grudge.
Oh my god. The Grudge is scary. Like that scares me.
That movie scared me
the new Grudge that was just in theaters.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Oh, don't. It was really bad. It was not scary at all. My boyfriend fell asleep during the entire thing.
That's so disappointing.
But the old Grudge could scare me to this day. Like that girl, whoever played that part, oh my god. We're using a lot of ColourPop palettes today because, I mean, we don't really have a lot of drugstore eyeshadows, I feel like.
So pretty.
Yeah. So I feel like ColourPop is really affordable for anyone.
Yeah, I love
They
ColourPop.
sell it in Ulta now, so you can kind of get it like
I'm going to be using the
section.
Midnight Masquerade palette. I actually wanted this palette really badly, but it was sold out for so long.
Yeah, that was a gift.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I actually just used the e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer. This one's really good. I feel like it's a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape.
Oh, wow.
Which I love. I love Tarte Shape Tape.
See, e.l.f. is really, really stepping up their game, guys.
Right? And then I'm just going to set my under eye with this powder. What is this even called? Airspun powder? I like how to blink there for a second. But I love this powder. You just have to be careful if you're like taking pictures with flash because it gives you like that white cast under your eyes. Sure, we've all seen that before. But yeah, so like I feel like a lot of paranormal stuff has just like followed me since I was like a kid. Like I feel like I'm very intuitive with things. Like I feel like we both are like that. And I don't know, like if you ask my mom swears that I'm psychic. Like she'll ask me questions like, how do you feel? And she's like, how do you feel about this person? Like what vibe did you get? I'm just like
literally.
I don't know, Mom. But
it's just like you can like kind of like feel it in your gut. Like I feel like when I meet a person sometimes it's almost like I can tell like what their intentions are. It's so weird. And I feel like crazy sometimes because it might make me sound, I feel like sometimes I might sound paranoid or I might sound like maybe I just like don't trust people, which sounds so messed up, but that's literally how it feels. And when you find out that you're like right about those things and you felt it so strongly in the first place, it's just like it like confirms it all.
But yeah, I feel like my first paranormal experience that I had, I probably was like 8 maybe, I would say 8 or 9, maybe even younger.
Wow.
And so my family, and it's crazy because like I can't really remember a lot of stuff from my childhood, but I remember this. Like I can remember the majority of what happened that day. And we went to we were in the Poconos in Pennsylvania. I don't know what for, but we were just there like on a family vacation or something. And we stopped at, it was just like a random like roadside museum. Like it wasn't like a big known museum or anything. And it was like a Native American museum. They had a lot of like relics.
Really cool. Yeah.
They had like their cultural attire, stuff like that. And when you walked in, there was like a big gift shop. Like the gift shop was bigger than the actual museum. And then you went through like a door. And when you walked through the door, again, it was like relics. There was pots, clothing. There was nothing scary about it, like at all. But I just remember I like refused to go through the door. Like I was like not
and
having it.
this was for the gift shop, right?
Well, in the gift shop I was fine. But it was just like
okay.
in that door, like as soon as they opened the door, I threw like a tantrum. Like I was not going in there. I was crying, and I just like, and I to this day like couldn't really tell you why, but like I just didn't want to go in there. And I remember my dad had to hold me, and I was like swung over his shoulder, and I just like had my like face pressed into his chest because like I just did not want to see what was in there. And like again, like there was nothing scary. It wasn't dark. Like it was just a regular museum. And I must have like caused the scene because like when we came out, the like associates were talking about it. And once we came out, I was fine. Like I was walking around the gift shop. I'm like, oh, buy me this, get me this. And my dad was by like the register, and there was two associates talking, and the girl goes, oh my God, I think she saw Daniel. And my dad was like, hold up, like, what do you mean she saw Daniel?
Oh my God.
And my dad, like, he does not believe and stuff like this. He's very sarcastic, very skeptical. And they were telling him, like, yeah, there's a ghost of a little boy named Daniel here. And the whole building actually used to be an underground railroad site.
That's crazy.
So these associates were convinced that, like, I had felt the energy of either what things that had happened there or, like, the ghost boy. And my dad was like laughing. He's like, oh my God, that's crazy. And my mom is like a full-on believer. She's like, no, oh my God, like that's so scary. Like she knows she could see ghosts. Like I was like the Sixth Sense child. Like, but and even my brother was like laughing. Like no one believed it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Like no one ever believes you.
I feel like I haven't even been talking about my makeup, but I used the Wet n Wild cream contour stick. This is really, really good.
I love that one. Yes.
It's so easy to blend. If you're like new to cream contouring, that is such a good product because it's really easy to blend. It's really creamy. It comes in a lot of shades as well. And then I just like to set it with a powder, and I just use this Morphe contour powder in Debutante. This I got like, you know, like that little, like when you go to Pet Ulta and there's like that little section that you're like, oh my God, what do I not need from here, but I also need. I got it from there. So I don't know if they even like make a full size because I never see it in the actual Morphe.
I'm trying to think if I've had any like crazy experiences. I mean, I like, again, like I grew up around my grandparents and they live in this house. I used to stay in one of the rooms that was connected to the attic. So, so basically, what happened was I would sleep in that room at night, and like the room is like pretty small, and in the corner of the room there's a door, and the door leads straight to the attic.
Yeah, no, that would
and
I'll be sleeping in the hallway.
As soon as you open the door, you pretty much just see stairs like going straight up. And I'd be so scared. I still get scared sometimes when I look. Oh my God, it's like so scary.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, like I used to be so scared of the attic, and I don't know if this actually happened or if I'm just like imagining it. But I felt like sometimes I could hear like footsteps in the attic.
Oh no.
Or like people like talking. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty much how that would go.
If I hear, like, I'm the worst because if I hear like any noise, like I think I watch too many scary movies because like I'm not like, oh, I live in a 2-family house. Like maybe it's the people that live downstairs or like maybe it's my neighbors. I'm like, there is a demon in the house. Like,
oh my God, there's a demon upstairs. I can hear it walking.
I immediately jump to paranormal, and then I'm thinking of like every possible creature that could be in my house, ghost, entity. Like I'm like, oh my God, I need to move. That's just my first like.
Oh yeah, one time we were in her room. We had to we had to get the mirror. There's a mirror behind your dresser, and we moved the dresser, and so it was like it had been a couple of hours. We were like taking pictures with the mirror, and like I guess we forgot that we moved the dresser. So we walk into her room, and the dresser is like across her room, like moved up against the wall. And I was like, oh my God, what happened to the dresser? And she's like, oh, we had to move it to get the mirror. And I asked her, I was like, oh, like what if you like came home one day and your dresser was just like moved like far from the wall? and it was just like in a completely different position. And she literally said I would move immediately.
Yeah, like no questions asked. Like that dresser would not be my dresser anymore, and I would be in a different house, facility. I would not be here.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
I do not mess with any of that stuff. I remember at work, well, at our old job.
Yeah.
We had thought it was haunted, and her and another girl wanted to bring in a Ouija board, and I was like, I will fire you. Like, I was like, if you bring that in here, like, you guys will not have a job.
That
like,
was so funny. I was serious too. I was like, oh, it'll be fun.
I'm like, fun? Have you not seen every scary movie ever? Like,
yeah, that's literally what you said. I was like, okay. So
that is the worst possible thing you could do, is like bring anything like that.
The Ouija board thing is scary. I actually had a friend tell me one time, this is actually, we were at a confirmation retreat. This is when I was in
great setting.
We were at a confirmation retreat. I must have been like 14 years old. And she told me, I don't remember, maybe I'm not remembering the story correctly. I mean, if you remember the real story, correct me if I'm wrong. You know who you are. But pretty much like, I'm pretty sure what she told me was that she had been playing with the Ouija board. This is like, she was really young, so I don't think she realized. She must have been like maybe 15. So 15 or 16. She was really young. I don't think she realized that, you know, it could cause some stuff to go down. So they had been playing with one, and pretty much what happened was she went to bed that night, and she like couldn't go to sleep. She was like, why can't I fall asleep? So she turned on the TV. It must have been like 2 o'clock in the morning. She turned on the TV because she couldn't sleep. And then she was flipping through random channels. And I think, I forgot what her name was, but pretty much the, one of the channels, or one of the episodes or shows on one of the channels that she had flipped to was called Let's Scare the Bleep Out of Her Name. It said her literally. And then what happened after that was, on the last night that this happened, she wakes up again at the same time, like 2 or 3 o'clock, and she feels someone laying down next to her.
Oh no.
She literally said that, I don't know if she said it was a man, but it was like, it almost felt like someone very heavy, like a very heavy body laying next to her. And like she didn't, you know, obviously she didn't have anyone sleeping over.
Yeah.
So no one was there. And she said she literally just like pretended that he was, she just like turned around and pulled the blanket over her head, and she just like went back to sleep. I was like, I would not be able to go back to sleep. Like, are you kidding me?
I'm like, when I get scared, I either like get paralyzed and I'm like,
yes,
and then I feel like I get like supersonic hearing and I'm like, and I'm just like frozen,
literally
listening.
Paralyzed with fear.
Or I'll be like under my covers and I'm hyping myself up in my head. I'm like,
really? You do that?
Look and see what's there. Look. And then I like swing the blanket and I'm just like, and then it's nothing there. It's my dog staring at me like, what the hell? I'm using another color pop palette, and this is Lovebirds. It's like a pink palette. It's really, really pretty.
Oh, that one's so pretty.
Yeah, I felt like since I'm wearing black, I could like do any color.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, for my highlight, I used a Wet n Wild highlighter, which super affordable, and like really, really pretty. So I'm using for my lips, this is a NYX lip liner. NYX lip liner, in the shade Natural. I don't even think I use high-end lip liners anymore. Like, I used to love MAC, and I still love MAC, but like NYX, I feel like has taken over. Like,
they're so
good.
I love their lip products, especially.
And then this is just a gloss from Milani. It's supposed to be lip plumping. It's honestly just minty, but I really like the colors.
Yeah, I'm using the Fit Me concealer, just the highlight. It looks crazy.
For my brows, I use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Ash Brown. This is really, really good. Okay, sorry guys, I had to get some scissors to cut my lashes. But speaking of lashes, we get all our lashes from Amazon now because
I love guys.
They give you this whole thing. This was $8.99, I think, right?
Yeah,
$8.99
for all those. It's amazing.
And they're such good quality. They're like so thick and like voluminous.
Yeah, and they're fluffy. Like they're really nice, honestly. Like,
yeah. So I just have to cut these though. That's the only thing. They're kind of like long. I love how I'm using like kitchen shears to cut my lashes. Whatever. Yeah. So like I just love watching on YouTube like Loie Lane talk about her scary experiences.
Yes. Yeah. Her stuff is so interesting.
Yeah. Like that's mainly what we want to try and do on this channel too, guys. Like if that's the type of content you want to see, let us know.
We have a lot.
Yeah. I have like a stockpile of scary things that have happened to me.
Yeah, crazy.
Not so much anymore because I don't live in my mom's house anymore, but my mom's house, there was something there. Like there was so many.
I feel like there was like more than one.
Yeah.
Like,
there's so many stories
that you told me are just like,
guys, if you want to hear some of the stuff that's happened at my mom's house, comment down below or like this video because there's just so many things that have happened. Like I think like I'll give you guys a preview of one. Like one when
tell
first
like a basic one.
Yeah. Well, this is like the craziest one, but this was what started. Like this was like when we found out that it was 100% like haunted. So like we had just maybe moved in. We were probably living there for maybe like a month, I would say. And I had a really small room. Like it was so small and it was right by my mom's room. It was a very small house. It was like one floor and my brother was living with us at the time. And I was sleeping in my room and my mom was up. I think she was getting ready for work. It was like 5 a.m. for it. She'd go in for like inventory really early in the morning. And I was kind of like half awake, half asleep. Like, you know, when you're like, you can hear like someone getting up, you're like, oh.
But you're still kind of like sleeping.
And at the time I had a different dog. His name was Marcello, God rest his soul. But he usually like, he would sleep with my mom and then my mom would just like open my door and let him in my room. And he would try and like jump on my bed and I would pick him up, put him on the bed. And I'm sleeping, I'm like half asleep and I start feeling like someone pushing on the end of my bed. And it felt like my dog like jumping to want to get on the bed. And I'm like, oh, it's my dog. So I like have my eyes closed like this and I'm like going to pick him up. And I pick him up and I like feel that I'm holding someone. Like this is gonna sound so crazy, but like I feel like I'm holding someone. What? And I like lift up and I open my eyes and it was dark in the room, but you know when you open your eyes and you're like super tired and sorry, that was our dog. And you're super tired and your eyes start to like focus almost, like it was really blurry. So they're really blurry, it starts to focus. And in front of me, I'm holding what looks like a little boy and he has like reddish brown hair. He has on a blue baseball cap and he's just staring and smiling at me, guys. And I literally went like, well, I literally screamed. And my mom was there, so she comes running in the room. She's like, what's wrong? And I was like, oh my God, there was a little boy. Like, I didn't even know what to say. And she's like, what's wrong? What do you mean a little boy? And I was like, I was literally holding, like, guys, I can't even explain that to you. Like,
that is so
I just like
scary.
felt the weight of what I was holding. And like to open your eyes and think you're gonna see your dog and it's like something completely different. Like I was like,
yeah, no, that is
right. So my mom was like terrified after that.
Yeah.
I was scared and like that, I feel like that was just like the like setting stone or whatever, like the stepping stone for for all the other stuff to happen because, and it was always with me. Like it was always me and like my brother's wife. Like I feel like the females in the house like had the most like paranormal things. Like my sister-in-law would say like she saw things.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like
what? Her too?
Yeah, like she would just hear because she lived with us and sometimes she was by herself and like cooking and she used to think that I was home. Like I'm a very quiet person, so like I'd be in my room and she'd be cooking and sometimes she would like think that I was home and then she'd be like Jen, and like no one would be there. So it was usually always like the females, but honestly it was so crazy. Like I have so many other stories from when I lived there. Like I could go, we'll probably do a whole story time video about that because if you guys want it, I mean it is crazy. And here, thank goodness, like
at least I was gonna say, like, did anything follow you?
No,
here?
there is like no bad vibes in this apartment. Like
that's so good.
I've always loved this apartment, like from the moment I moved in. That's like, guys, if I ever buy, I mean, of course we're gonna buy a house, but like if whenever I buy a house, like That is gonna be the first thing. If I sense anything weird or like
Same,
no.
honestly.
I'm not moving in. I'm walking out. Like, I want to know who died here, what has happened in this house, what it used to be, like, because God forbid you buy a haunted house, like, oh no.
That would ruin my life.
Listen, guys, it's funny to, like, hear about these stories, but then when you're, like, living it, it ain't funny anymore. Like,
yeah, seriously.
It's so scary. Okay, all right, guys, so we're pretty much done. These are our final books. So thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more content like this or any other content, definitely like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. If you'd like to get notified anytime we post, just hit that little bell as well. And thank you so much for watching, guys. We had so much fun, and we really hope you guys enjoyed this as well.